Here we go, the National Modified Sedan Title for 16-17 at Murray Bridge is all go, and a good start on the outside by Clint Noakes from Western Australia. Craig Franz back in second place, John Murphy is third. So head out at turn number 2, the first occasion. Back there in fourth place is the 11 car of Nick Cockrell. Smith on the outside, Lee Burke on the inside. They're 3 wide already, it's a little bit dry, slick already. David Head has spun the car down in Pitts Bend. Is stationary, the yellow lights have come on. Back underway, heat number 1 of the national title for modified sedans. It's in the hands of a West Australian, Clint Noakes, back then to Craig Franz. Murphy in third place, in fourth place the 11 car of Cockrell. Back in fifth place it's Smith. And then on the outside, Lee Burke. So move into the main straight to complete lap number 2. Craig Franz coming back at Clint Noakes as they move out of 1 and 2. Cockrell's gone underneath. And now Franz has hit the front as they head down the back straight. Craig Franz, who started on pole from Gympie, Queensland, is your race leader. On the outside is Clint Noakes. Clint Noakes and Craig Franz literally have crossed the line together. 0.045 of a second separating them. Clint Noakes is back in front. Franz in second place. Right there with him is Nick Cockrell. So come out at 3 and 4 to complete another lap. There'll be 8 laps to go. John Murphy and then Tim Smith is in 5th place. Brody Boss is there. It's a 3-way go. And Cockrell's gone underneath of Noakes and Franz and hit the front. So head down the back straight now. Craig Franz has been held out to dry. Has gone back to 3rd place now. So Nick Cockrell has taken the lead. Franz fights back on the inside. Goes back to 2nd place underneath of Clint Noakes. So Noakes goes back from 2nd to 3rd. So Nick Cockrell leads this one through. Behind Franz and Noakes is John Murphy. Also going well is the 36 of 38 of Tim Smith. Brody Boss in 6th place. Back to Lee Burke. Brody Christie, Tim Atkin and David Head. Well, it's a battle royale for 2nd place between Craig Franz and the 23 car of Clint Noakes. In fact, there's nothing separating 2nd through to last. It's only our race leader, Nick Cockrell, who has a 5 car length buffer on the entire field. Halfway home in heat number 1. In fact, we've done 6 and have got 6 to go. It's Cockrell out in front. Franz in 2nd place. 3rd place, Noakes, Murphy, Boss, Smith, and then back to Burke. So come out at turn number 4 once again. Our race leader has got, 5 laps to go on the timing monitor. 5 to go on the timing monitor, only 4 to go on the time clock. We're headed for a disaster early on in proceedings as they go down the back straight once again. So the timing monitor is going to show 3 laps to go, or the time clock will show 3 to go. The timing monitor is showing 4 to go. So they head down the back straight. So I'm not sure which one we're going by at the moment, but there's something going astray. As they head down the back straight, Cockrell's a mile in front. Oh, one car's on fire. We've got a car on fire on the back straight, Lee Burke. And it's not a small fire either, it's a big one. The red lights have come on. And that one is well and truly ablaze. Fire crews running to the scene, but Lee Burke's car is well and truly on fire on the back straight. Lee's moving around to the car, getting himself out around the non-existent witch's hat here in the main straight. And Craig Franz is your race leader. Back in 2nd place is the 23 car of Western Australia's Clint Noakes. And back then to Nick Cockrell, who's got it all to do again. There's 3 laps to go. So come out at turn 4. This is going to be a great old finish. Cockrell coming back at Clint Noakes. Goes underneath of Noakes yet again. Craig Franz just in front. Cockrell's got underneath of Clint Noakes. Back in 4th place is Brody Boss. And back in 5th place is John Murphy as they move out of 4. Craig Franz just in front with 2 laps to go here. Down into turn number 1. Craig Franz by a car length. 2nd place, Nick Cockrell. You don't want to get off the curb, that's for sure. Clint Noakes has. And here comes Brody Boss, goes underneath. So go up into Pitts Bend. The white flag is being prepared. 1 lap to go in heat number 1. Craig Franz by a car length. Cockrell in 2nd place. Boss is 3rd. Back then to Clint Noakes, John Murphy. It's a big freight train at the moment. Nothing separating the entire field. Craig Franz is going to lead them out of 3 and 4 the final time and take heat number 1. Craig Franz is just going to get, or is he? Very close. Cockrell got him. Cockrell has got up on the line by 0.015. Heat number 2, all about set for a dispatch. The green lights come on, and Lincoln Bath and Greg Whirling lead them up into the top turn the first time. Martin Horson's there along with Clint Jones. So go down the back straight. A little bit of trouble further back for Adam Hasseldine. So move into turns 3 and 4. Out in front, our race leader is Lincoln Bath. Greg Whirling in second place. On the inside, Martin Horson, Clint Jones on the outside of him. Back there in 5th place is the 31 car, and that is Talia Dolick. Back to Brett Baxter, the national champion, in 6th place. Hasseldine, meantime, has come to grief here in the main straight. They're nearly 4 wide for 4th place, but out in front is Lincoln Bath from Whirling. Horson in 3rd. 4th place at this stage is Brett Baxter. He's gone back to 5th. Talia Dolick's there in 4th on the outside. Clint Jones, and also there is Brock Atkins. Out of 3 and 4, Lincoln Bath is your race leader. Whirling in 2nd place. Back then in 3rd place is Talia Dolick. Back then in 5th place is Martin Horson, then Brock Atkins. But here's our winner of heat number 2. Put your hands together for Lincoln Bath. Bath first across the line in car number 27. All about set to go. Heat number 3. Action is underway. Paul Egan from the ACT leads them up the main straight the first time. Oh, Struth. A couple of them have gone in very heavily indeed. The 86 of Darryl Logue has already got a shunted in back boot. As it's on for young and old, they're 3 wide coming out of 3 and 4. Our race leader is Paul Egan in car number 22. Kai Walters, Dan Druitt, Alan Mortimer, Peter McCarthy on the outside in the yellow car number 6. Back in 6th place is Ty Galley, then Nathan Russell. McCarthy going on with the business on the outside though. So move down the main straight, and McCarthy's going to go into 3rd place. Ash Parkinson, and also there is Jason Beer. It's a 4-way go for the lead at the moment. Druitt still on the outside of McCarthy. So head down the back straight once again. In slick conditions early on in proceedings, if you don't mind. Galley's gone into 4th. Parkinson's gone through to 5th. Dan Druitt, I think, might have a flat tyre. He's gone back to last place. He has. The back right tyre has gone FLAT. It's as flat as a tack. Ty Galley, Parkinson and Beer. Well, McCarthy's not going to die wondering. There's no doubt about that. Comes up on the outside of Kai Walters. Momentarily has gone around the outside and might take on Egan here. Into the main straight. Peter McCarthy, the veteran, doing a great job on the outside. They're double Indian file for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And McCarthy has hit the front. Has gone around the outside of Paul Egan. Back then to Kai Walters in 3rd. Galley is there as well. Parkinson is 5th. And in 6th place with 4 laps to go is Jason Beer. Walters has finally got underneath of Paul Egan. And now starts the challenge back out after Peter McCarthy. Paul Egan led for 8 laps, is back in 3rd place. McCarthy, Walters with 3 to go. Walters has done the quick lap of the race. Walters now tries to come underneath the McCarthy. They've opened up a gap on Egan, Galley, Parkinson and Beer. They run side by side out of turn 4. Out in front, Peter McCarthy by a car length. Oh, there's a shandangle further back. Jason Beer was almost into the inside retaining wall, and Ty Galley is around. Peter McCarthy leads them down the main straight with 4 to go. Back in 2nd place, Kai Walters, the head out of turn number 2. Walters and McCarthy, you think, are going to fight this out. So come out of 3 and 4 once again. Out of pits, Ben McCarthy runs wide, and here comes Walters. Back into Egan, Galley, down into turn 1. McCarthy not afraid of the outside. So head down the back straight. There'll be 2 laps to go this time around. McCarthy and Walters still side by side as they have been for numerous laps, but Walters now in front. McCarthy back into Egan, Galley. Jason Beer is 5th. 6th place belongs to Darryl Logue, then Ash Parkinson, Nathan Russell and Alan Mortimer. Out of 3 and 4 they come. 1 lap to go. The white flag is out. And it's the 46 of Kai Walters who leads. McCarthy in 2nd place. Back to Egan in 3rd. Galley 4th and Beer 5th. The trouble for Darryl Logue further back, but the checker flag is coming out. And Kai Walters from Victoria is first home in heat number 3 of the national title. Kai Walters defeats Peter McCarthy. Drew will lead them into the main straight. Around the main straight they come. The green lights are on. And 5 rows at 2 up into the first turn. We didn't see that in the first 3 races. So go down the back straight. Cam Waters is on the extreme outside. And look at the challengers coming here, there and everywhere in this one. Raymond's in the middle of the pack, gone sideways, so too Matty Smith, who's on the grass on the infield. The yellow lights will surely come on. They have the V8 supercar driver on the outside of the former national champion as they go into turn number 1. Robbie Foe's there, so too the Nissan ZX, and Cam Waters drives around the outside and takes the lead as they head up out of 3 and 4. The little trusty Tarana's also poking the nose in with Graham West. Justin Drew's back in front, Waters in second place. Back there in third place is Matty Smith. On the outside in fourth place is Daniel Simpson. Robbie Foe's in there along with Graham West. And now starting to make a move is David Jacoby. Well, have a look at the action here. 3 wide into the main straight. The race leader is Justin Drew. Cam Waters on the outside of the Nissan ZX, driven by Matty Smith. Back in fourth place, Daniel Simpson, then Robbie Foe. Then we've got West in sixth, Jacoby. Back then to Matty Nelson, and Aidan Raymond is stone motherless last. Up the main straight they come with 9 to go. Justin Drew out in front into pit spend the final time, and Justin Drew is going to take out heat number 4. Justin Drew first home. Second will go to Matty Smith. Third place goes then to Cam Waters. Wayne Racing the final qualifying heat of round 1. And taking the lead is Chris Hayden. Fighting back is Shane McDonald. McDonald back in front. Hayden has to yield and go back to second place. So move out of turn 4. Oh, trouble. And Chris Hayden and also Shane McDonald get away. McDonald leads Hayden. Back in third place and going okay too is Brett Barron. Clapson now comes underneath of Mitchell. So move out of turn 4 and into the main straight. Out in front though, Shane McDonald leads this one through. Back in second place, the 25 car of Chris Hayden. Brett Barron is third. Hayden was almost sideways the whole way down the back straight. The yellow lights have come on, and that's because we've got half a car parked up on turn number, when I say half a car, it's a whole bumper has come off one of the cars. Here we're back underway. Around the cone, and Shane McDonald leads them. Back then to Chris Hayden in second place. Brett Barron third. Fourth place is Clapson with the car looking very second hand. Back then in fifth place, Brendan Mitchell. Then Gerlach is next, then Trine, Tuttle and Jeremy McClure. Trouble for the 2 cars there. Clapson and I think Brett Barron were momentarily stuck together with Clapson not having any front bumper. The bar work hooked him up. So it's on for young and old for the minor placings. Look at Brett Barron go. He's dispensed with Chris Hayden, gone right round the outside and into second place. They're nearly 4 wide here for second. Clapson's on the inside now of Gerlach, who comes back on the outside. Chris Hayden is stuck in this battle. He's still on the curb. Brett Barron is there as well. Meanwhile, Tuttle has spun himself out down here in turn number 4. The yellow lights have come on. Back underway. And Brett Barron has missed the start by those couple of car lengths on Shane McDonald. Chris Hayden went from the fence back down to the curb, got a good run. Also there going well is Gerlach on the outside of Clapson as they come out of 3 and 4, and that battle for third place continues. So they come up the main straight, another lap put together by a race leader in McDonald. Barron in second place. Right behind him, there's trouble for Gerlach. He's going back through the field and is going to be out back through the field for some reason. But here's our winner through. Heat 5 to Shane McDonald from Queensland. Heat 6, that's a better dispatch. Murphy and also the 62 of Matty Smith, and the Nissan ZX is a very quick motor car right around the outside and into the lead. Here comes Justin Drew, and also coming through at a rate of knots on the outside is Mark Carlin. They're racing all over the track now as Murphy's in third place. On the outside is Carlin. The inside is Russell. Coming up on the outside of Russell is Adkin. Also there is Graham West in the 56. Look at the old Tirana go. Goes underneath of Russell in the Cortina as well. So they come out of 3 and 4. The Nissan ZX out in front though. It's Matty Smith. with a 16.395. That as quick as anyone's gone tonight. Back to Justin Drew, Mark Carlin third. Fourth place is Tim Atkin. Then we've got Graham West is up to fifth. So move out of 3 and 4. One car's retired. That's Daryl Logue. So move down the main straight once again. Justin Drew. Now it's the quick lap of 16.384. He's under pressure from Mark Carlin and then Tim Atkin. But put your hands together for Matty Smith from Queensland, who wins heat number 6. Matty Smith first across the line. Good even dispatch. Atkins and Mills down into turn number 1. Mills runs wide. They are 4 wide. Yellow lights come on. The chief steward not happy with them. Do that again. Well, they split the T-line by a very narrow margin that time. But they're away. Atkins leads. Mills in second place. Coming underneath is Chris Hayden. And joining those three in a very quick start is Jake Truitt. Have a look at this. They're nearly 4 wide across the track again. Down into turn number 1, the race leader is Brock Atkins. Mills in second place. Going wide on the track was Hayden, and going underneath of Hayden and Mills is Jake Truitt. So Jake Truitt moves to second place. Mills fights back on the outside. Trying to find a way through is Chris Hayden. Great racing all of a sudden. Back in 5th place is Brody Boss, then Mitchell in 6th. 7th place is Matty Nelson, then Dave Clapson and Brody Christie. Here comes Jake Truitt now. He's out after our race leader, Brock Atkins. So Atkins leads Truitt. They've burnt off the opposition all of a sudden as he comes underneath of Atkins as they head out of turn 2. Atkins closes the door. Truitt might sneak up the outside or go for the double 6 back underneath. He can't do either at this stage. So Atkins leads with 8 remaining. Atkins and then Truitt. A gap back into Hayden. Mills, Boss in 5th place. Brendan Mitchell from Tasmania in 6th, then Matty Nelson. Back to our leaders as they come underneath the super screen. Into the main straight, our race leader. With 5 laps down is Brock Atkins. Trying to come underneath is Jake Truitt, using all of the racetrack. Further back in the field, they're 3 wide for 6th place. But out in front is Brock Atkins. Right underneath him now comes Jake Truitt. This is tremendous stuff. 3rd is Hayden, back then to Mills, Boss, and then this battle for 6th place. They're still 3 wide. With Matt Nelson on the outside, Mitchell in the middle, and back to Clapson and Brody Christie, I think, has a flat tyre at the back of the field. So move up the main straight once again, 5 to go. Out in front by a car length is Brock Atkins. Jake Truitt throwing everything bar the kitchen sink. Coming back at them now is Chris Hayden. Into the main straight once again here at Murray Bridge with 4 to go in heat 7. They throw the car sideways into turn 2. Here comes Chris Hayden back at Jake Truitt. Jake Truitt right up behind Brock Atkins out of Pitts Bend. A few car lengths back to Trevor Mills and Brody Boss. It's a 3-way go, and Brody Christie, they're going to have to pass Brody on the inside. They do. The 3 of them locked together. Jake Truitt trying to get past Brock Atkins. Atkins with 2 laps remaining. Leads by a car length. A car length or 0.145 of a second. It's Atkins and Truitt. Right behind them is Christopher Hayden. Then back to Trevor Mills and Brody Boss. The white flag comes out. What a great race this is. The 3 of them locked together. Atkins, Truitt, and the 25 of Chris Hayden to fight this out. 200 metres to go. Down into turn 3, the final time. Hayden comes under Truitt, and Brock Atkins will prevail by 2 car lengths. Brock Atkins first. Ash Parkinson leads them into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straight in second place, David Jacoby, in third, Andy Russell. Peter McCarthy in 4th. The national champion's already passed half the field. Brett Baxter coming through as David Head as well. Also there is Kai Walters, Luke Trine, and at the tail is the 16 of Adam Hasseldine. There's one car that hasn't taken the start here, but Ash Parkinson has skipped right away from them. Down the main straight, Parkinson out in front from Jacoby. Russell from Tasmania in third. Brett Baxter is making a big move here. He's up to 4th place now. Baxter started out at 9, now he's in third. So Brett Baxter making all the moves to the national champion, but it's Parkinson out in front. Jacoby Baxter, then back in fourth place now it's Peter McCarthy. Fifth place is Russell and car number 26. Sixth place is Kai Walters, then back to David Head, then Luke Trine and Adam Hasseldine as they move down the main straight once again. And it's Lee Burke in the 19 who didn't start. This is the car that caught on fire earlier on tonight. Out of turn 2 and down the back straight, and Brett Baxter from position 9 now fighting for second place with David Jacoby. Kai Walters on the inside of McCarthy. That's what you can see there for fourth place as he does get into fourth. Back then to Russell, the 24 car of David Head, Trine and then Hasseldine. But trouble further back and a heavy collision. Hasseldine has collided. Jacoby is coming out after him. The white flag is out. Jacoby gets under Parkinson as they head down the back straight the final time. Parkinson and Jacoby underneath the super screen the final time. And Ash Parkinson is going to prevail, but only just. Parkinson first in Heat 9 of the national title. And they're going to safely get through 4 wide, I think. Out of turn 2 they do. The widest of all was Alan Mortimer from Western Australia. He's making some sort of progress around the outside, but out in front it is Jason Beer in 93, Lincoln Bath in second place, then back to Clint Jones. Tim Smith is in there, so too Ty Galley. On the outside is Alan Mortimer. Well, one car slowed a little bit there was Clint Jones. He's gone back a couple as Mortimer's come through. Raymont's in there as well. Underneath them, Mortimer, or fighting back on the outside is Jones. Oh, it's a literal traffic jam down there for the back half of this field. Out in front, it's Jason Beer. Second place, it's Lincoln Bath. Back then to Tim Smith in third place. It's a high-speed freight train, no doubt about that. Fourth place, Ty Galley. Mortimer fifth. Aidan Raymond from the back of the field has made his way to sixth now. Seventh place is Clint Jones. Back there is Dan Druitt, Nick Cockrell, who won earlier tonight, and Brett Barron. They're tucked away at the tail of the field. Out of turn 4 they come. Here comes the Skyline underneath of Lincoln Bath. This is for second place. Out in front, though, it is the 93 of Jason Beer. The Skyline of the 38 of Tim Smith has just done the quick lap of the race. A 16.057 comes under Bath again. Can't quite get it done. Fourth place, Ty Galley. Raymond up to fifth. Cockrell comes underneath of Alan Mortimer from Western Australia. Mortimer goes back to seventh, back to Brett Barron. On the outside of him is Clint Jones. And at the tail of the field is 69, Dan Druitt. It's Jason Beer who leads, though, just does the quick lap of the race. A 16.016. 6 down and 6 to go. It'll be 5 in just a moment. Jason Beer out in front from Lincoln Bath, who's got his hands full with a Skyline. Driven by the 38. Checkered flag comes out. The win goes to car number 93. Jason Beer from Lincoln Bath and Tim Smith. All about set to go. The green lights come on. They're away and racing. So head down into turn number 1 and 2 the first time. 3 wide. Dan Simpson was there in the middle. Robbie Foe takes the lead. Coming underneath is Cam Waters, and coming around the outside would be Shane McDonald. Robbie Foe, your race leader, though. Simpson, half track high. Cam Waters goes underneath. Fourth place is Shane McDonald, then Paul Egan. Couple of car lengths back then to Matt Gerlach in 6th place. Walling up to 7th, Craig Franz in 8th. Back to Talia Dolick and Jeremy McClure. Down into 3 and 4. Our race leader comes up the main drag. It's Robbie Foe. National street stock champion a couple of times over. Leading this one through, based in Mildura, leads Cam Waters, the 22-year-old who was born in Mildura. Third place is Dan Simpson. Back in 4th place, it's Paul Egan, then Shane McDonald. Out of 3 and 4, the last time checker flag is out, and Robbie Foe is going to be victorious. Foe by 2 car lengths, Cam Waters second. Set for a dispatch, Brett Barron from Queensland on the front row. And on his outside is the 61 car of Matt Nelson. They go down to turn 1. Nelson has taken the lead. Barron's in second. But coming underneath is Kai Walters and Ash Parkinson. Have a look at this. They're 3 wide. out of turn 4. The Modified Sedans ripping up the Murray Bridge Speedway. Matt Nelson out in front. Parkinson trying to find a way past Kai Walters and also Barron. And here comes a move on the outside by Clinton Oakes. Oh, Matt Nelson's car's got up in smoke as he comes into the main straight. He's still out in front. Walters in second place. Barron there in third. There's quite a smoke screen from Matty Nelson. So head down the back straight. Kai Walters takes up the lead. Nelson in second place. Barron there in third. Underneath the Brett Barron comes Ash Parkinson. Looking for a way through is Clinton Oakes. Tangles is there. David Head in sixth. Back there in seventh place is the 25 of Chris Hayden. Down the back straight, it's Kai Walters out in front. Second place, the 61 car of Matt Nelson. Diving underneath and going into third place is Ash Parkinson. On the outside is Barron. Fifth place is Clinton Oakes as they head out of turn number 2. Noakes goes underneath, momentarily into fourth place. So they come out of turn 4. 3 of them locked together for third, fourth and fifth. Brilliant racing for the Modified Sedans. Noakes gets underneath the Parkinson. Now comes underneath the Brett Barron. Barron on the outside. This is for third place. Noakes again underneath the Barron as they come out of 4. Out in front, Kai Walters leads at the halfway mark. Matt Nelson in second place. The smoke is gone. Underneath the Brett Barron again is that of the 23 of Clinton Oakes. David Head from Queensland's moved up to 5th place. Still Barron and Noakes side by side. Tremendous racing for third place. They're up behind the 61 of Barron. Draw trouble further back. Back underway. And it's anybody's guess who's going to take this out. Kai Walters just in front of Matt Nelson. The battle for third continues between Barron and Noakes. And Barron's getting interested on Nelson. Noakes comes under Barron again. They've been side by side for 5 laps at least. As they move out of turn number 2, Noakes goes into third place. Barron back to 4th. David Head is 5th. Noakes now goes underneath of Nelson. And while he's doing that, guess what? Barron's coming under Noakes. Down the main straight with 3 to go. Noakes has finally dispensed with Barron. Clint Noakes has moved into second place from Western Australia. He goes into second. He started out as 6. He's got underneath of Nelson. Nelson back to third. Barron comes underneath of Nelson. Head is there in 5th place. 2 laps remaining. Down into turn number 1 and 2. A great battle for the minor placings, but Kai Walters out in front and doing a great job. Third, then Barron in 4th. Green lights are back on. We're underway. 2-lap restart. Noakes immediately dives to the inside, but Walters holds the lead. Here comes Barron underneath of Nelson. Back then to David Head in 5th. The white flag comes out. We're homeward bound in heat number 11. Walters just ahead of Clinton Oakes. Noakes looks under Walters, couldn't quite get it done. Down the back straight the final time. He has another lunge, does Clinton Oakes. Can't quite get there, and Kai Walters wins by a car length. Is on the front row. They're away, and look at Robbie Foe. Oh, he's passed most of them already. He means business, but it's going to turn to naught. Oh no, they're sorting themselves out. Well, there's a bumper on the track now. There'll be a yellow. Now there's going to be a yellow. Green lights come on. They're away. A much better dispatch this time. And Jeremy McClure is going to come on the outside of Logue. They're 3 wide in rows of 3 for the first 3 rows, if that makes any sense. Now they're 4 wide. Slotting through the middle was the national champion, Brett Baxter. They couldn't even be 6 wide, 4 wide at least. So they come down the main straight. Robbie Foe is in there. Oh, trouble. Darryl Logue has hit the fence head on. Simpson, who's not giving him an inch, I think might even be pushing him around. The green lights come on. Down the main straight past the cone. And Jake Druitt is the race leader from Daniel Simpson, Baxter. And here comes Robbie Foe, putting his money where his mouth is after what he said at the beginning of the night. And he's moved into 3rd place. Well, Robbie Foe going beautifully, but Baxter's passed him back. Oh, he might have a flat tyre, I think, Robbie Foe. So he heads down the back straight. Here comes Smith now, underneath of Robbie Foe as they come out of 3 and 4. Also coming through is Greg Walling. Foe right up against the wall. He's gone back another spot. Justin Drew is 7th. Meanwhile, Jake Druitt Out in front in car number 18. Second place is Daniel Simpson. Third place, Matty Smith. Brett Baxter fourth. Back then to Jake, to the 7 car of Justin Drew and Greg Walling. They're having a good battle for four. Walling's hit the fence. Oh my goodness. Big rollover. That is Paul Egan, who lost a wheel halfway down the back straight. It leapt up in the air, nearly went over the top of Walling, who hit the fence at the same time. Outside goes Justin Drew, around the outside of Brett Baxter. The national champion back to 5th momentarily. The white flag is out, 1 to go, and it's Jake Druitt in front. The car doesn't look all that flash with the front end half missing, but he's going beautifully. Justin Drew around the outside of Baxter the last lap, this time trying Matty Smith and Daniel Simpson. A 3-way go for second place. Drew at first. Simpson will hang on for second, just ahead of Smith. Drew and Baxter. Tirana be first home. 12 laps the journey. Graham West leads them up the main straight the first time. Peter McCarthy's there along with Clapson. Also coming Tim Smith, Shane McDonald and John Murphy. There's a couple of challenges coming. Lincoln Bath on the outside of Mortimer, that's for fourth. McCarthy up behind Clapson, that's for second. And it's still Graham West out in front. He leads by 0.755 of a second. 3 laps to go. McCarthy looking to come under Clapson. On the outside of McCarthy goes the 27 of Lincoln Bath. Drives right round the outside and moves into third place. Smith now looks to the outside too of McCarthy. Into the main straight, 2 to go. Lincoln Bath drives right round Clapson. 2 to run. Can the little Tirana hang on? The margin has been diminished now by Lincoln Bath with 2 great moves around McCarthy and Clapson. White flag is out. Can the Tirana go 1 more lap out in front? Graham West's lead is 0.6 of a second. Lincoln Bath has closed the gap to 2 car lengths. Back to Clapson, then back in fourth. Smith. McCarthy is next. But it's going to be Graham West first time. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The old cars can still win, and it's a win to car 56. Victorian champion. They come to the line. They're both on the outside of the white line. We'll see what happens there. They go down into turn number 1. Raymond and Carlin out of turn number 2. The yellows have come on. The yellows have come on. Aidan Raymond was on the outside of the T-junction, or the T-line. The bus through there this time. Or even the Queen Mary. They were a mile apart on the start. Raymond out in front. Mark Carlin bouncing through turn number 2, but now moves up on the outside of Aidan Raymond as they move out of 3 and 4 to complete lap number 1. David Jacoby is there as well. So now Mark Carlin takes up the running by a car length. Raymond in second place. Jacoby in third. The yellow lights have come on. Martin Hawson has spun. Raymond is getting in the head of Mark Carlin, that he's still there. Down into turn number 1. Colour schemes are pretty similar as they move out of turn number 2. They're 3 wide further back. Out in front, it's Mark Carlin from Aidan Raymond. Talia Dolick got a push and has moved right up track. It's going to lose a few spots. Mitchell comes underneath, but Dolick fights back. That's for fourth. And there's a few cars trying to get past that haven't been able to do so, including Atkins and also Brody Christie. Pretty entertaining stuff for 4th through 8th at the moment, but out in front, it's a 3-horse affair. Carlin, Raymond, Jacoby, Mitchell from Tasmania in 4th place. Back to Brock Atkins in 5th, Martin Hawson in 6th. Right there too, Brody Christie. And at the tail is Talia Dolick as Brock Atkins comes around the outside of the 87 car, moves into 4th. Meanwhile, back of the ranch, it's a race in 2. Jacoby's about 3 or 4 car lengths behind as they come out of 4. Aidan Raymond trying to get through. So move down the main straight. Raymond looking to come back underneath of Mark Carlin. Jacoby's tacked back onto that duo out in front. Back in 4th place, Brock Atkins. 5th place, the 72 of Martin Hawson. But it's a 3-car war out in front as Aidan Raymond comes back underneath of Mark Carlin. So head down the back straight. This time around there'll be 6 to go. Door handle to door handle. And it is now Raymond back in front. Raymond takes back the lead from Mark Carlin. Right there with him is David Jacoby. So Raymond Carlin, Jacoby. Nearly the length of the back straight, back to Brock Atkins and then Horson. Into the main straight here at Murray Bridge with 5 to run. Aiden Raymond by car length. The 21 car, and Mark Carlin hasn't given up. And Jacoby there as well. Grandstand finish coming up. What has Mark Carlin got for Aiden Raymond? Raymond was going to hang on by a car length over Mark Carlin. That's the way they started. Good dispatch. Away they go down into turn number 1. Gerlach on the inside. On the outside is Tim Atkin. And coming through the middle is Ty Galley, and there's another car coming right round the outside is the current National Production Sedan champion Trevor Mills. Nick Cockrell's in this group as well, along with Russell. In fact, there's nothing separating all 9 of them. There's 4 wide further back for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. But out in front, it's Tim Atkins. Opening lap was a 16.231. Second place is Ty Galley, then back to Trevor Mills. Gerlach in 4th, then Nick Cockrell. Cam Waters is up to 6th. Whoa! The Cortina leapt up on 2 wheels. Might have been totally off the ground. In fact, Nathan Russell. There's debris down on the racetrack, half-track high. Ty Galley in 2nd place. Look at the move here. Trevor Mills comes underneath of Galley. Right there also is the 11 car of Nick Cockrell. They're 3 and 4 wide. Mills has gone wide. Coming through the middle is Cockrell, and on the inside, Cam Waters has come from the back to be up into a mix for 2nd place. It's on for young and old. Oh, it's more debris. Look at the debris that's come off that car. Ty Galley's front bumper's come off. It's on the curb over there. The yellows are on again. Right, with more great racing, but we've got 7 laps to go here. And immediately Nick Cockrell has dived to the inside of Tim Atkin. Atkin took a wide berth down there in turn number 1. Cam Waters is looking for a way through. Atkin's keeping everyone very interested, running right up near the wall, but he's got the momentum. Cam Waters is looking for a way through on the 11 of Cockrell. Trevor Mills is there. Brody Boss is there as well. 5 of them fighting this one out. Tim Atkin will lead with 5 laps to go. The former National Production champion. The battle for 2nd is anybody's. Waters goes down low on the track. In the middle is Cockrell. Right behind them is Trevor Mills and Brody Boss. Back to Matt Gerlach in 6th, then back to Nathan Russell and Jason Beer. Up the main drag at Murray Bridge with 2 laps remaining in the final qualifying heat of the night. Heat number 15. And Tim Atkin looks like he's done enough. Cockrell and Waters still side by side for 2nd place. 4th place is Mills, then back to Boss and Gerlach. But down the back straight, Tim Atkin from Queensland is going to lead this one through. Put your hands together for Tim Atkin, who wins the final heat of the night. 2nd place is close. Cockrell hangs on just from Waters. Oh, I think Trevor Mills and Brody Boss almost a dead heat.